ODOG versus Romney. So you get these pop-ups. I have not turned them up yet. I can turn them off, but so it's pretty simple. I'm gonna explain all this. So it's pretty simple. You start in your home state. So Romney starts in Massachusetts. I start in New York. You also get one campaign building. This is where you get your money. I'm starting with 50. I'm starting with $1,500,000. I finally said it. So I'll explain my first problem with the game. And this is the special interest, the higher operatives, and the community outreach. The community outreach is important. What it is that these endorsements are big boosts to national credibility, and awareness and all sorts of things. I mean, when you get, it makes sense when you get endorsed. It's a big deal. The problem is that they get eaten up. I say eaten up. They get taken up really quickly. And the PR clout that you need for them is useless after all of the endorsements have been chosen. So the endorsements, of course, they also have add to your platform, which, like I said, can change. So one thing that I've realized is early on, what's smart is to fly to places that aren't that important and build these outreach centers. So these structures, you can only have one structure in each in each state. Campaign headquarters, they give you money per week. They also show what issues are available and give an awareness bonus. And of course, an awareness bonus is how much money you make, or not how much money. Awareness bonus is how much voters know about you and your position on the issues. So the campaign headquarters are quite important, probably the most important in the game. Consulting office generates political capital that allows you to hire operatives, and we'll go into that when I get an operative or two. They actually are very important and provide big stat boosts in certain states. And then the outreach center, which gives you the PR clout. I don't see a reason. Maybe in a longer game. I don't know. The outreach center gives you the PR clout to get those endorsements, but and gives a slight state awareness bonus. Except the campaign headquarters does that too. So what happens is I do that. Let's see what else is. We'll go to Vermont and we'll build another one of these outreach centers. And we'll put there. And I'm out of stamina. So stamina in the lower left-hand corner, we've got your name, all your assets, your funds, your bobblehead character. Stamina, which is how many things, moves you have per turn. So flying to places takes a little bit of funds as well as 1 point of stamina. Creating an ad, 3 points of stamina. Give speech is 5 points, maybe 6, 5 points of stamina. Fundraising is 3 points of stamina. Build HQ, I believe, is also 3 points of stamina. Depending upon the state you're in, you can view the state wealth. Actually, if you click on them, you'll see it. So like New York, here's the state. State wealth is how much money it is available, I guess. I haven't figured that one out yet. I have to test slightly more here. But basically, the state wealth is how much you'll make in a fundraiser. So bigger states like Texas, California, New York, and Florida will give you more money fundraising, just in general. This is how many electoral votes each state has. This is the awareness. 30% of voters know about you, 5% know of your opponent. That means more along the lines of where you stand on the issues. So here's the polls. 59% will vote for me, 12% are undecided, 29% voting for Mitt Romney. These are the top 3 state issues. And it shows your platform. I favor deficit reduction, Obamacare, and reducing unemployment. Democratic voters favor deficit reduction, as do independents and Republicans. They also favor reducing unemployment. And of course, Obamacare is favored by Democrats. Independent voters are indifferent, and Republican voters strongly oppose Obamacare. If you double-click on a state, you get even more. One of the more important things that I realized is the number of voters So you can actually tailor your responses. Say you're running as a Republican and you're bashing Obamacare. Well, you don't want to bash Obamacare in New York, only because the Republicans, as shown here, or here actually, well, Republicans will be like, yes, we'll vote for you. Independents don't care, and Democrats will be unhappy. So you'll win about 20%. Well, let's say you win half of the independents. So you'll win about 33% of the vote in New York if you do that. So you want to try and tailor, which I think is smart. You know, you don't hear, well, okay, Mitt Romney went to London and kind of bashed the Olympics, their preparations for it. But you don't normally go to, like, you're not going to go up to Michigan where auto bailouts is an important topic for all three parties. And I guess I'm going to call the independents a party, or voters, I guess. All three voters. You're not going to go up there and bash auto bailouts in Michigan, but you might do it somewhere else. Now, if you give a speech where you bash auto bailouts, it's going to reach the rest of the nation, or have a TV ad that bashes auto bailouts, it's going to reach the rest of the nation, and Michigan will hear it, but it won't be as big of an effect. So, I am out. I have enough stamina to move one place. Excuse me. We will push the turn button, and Mitt Romney flies off in his jet plane. The music stopped. I don't know why the music's ended. Mitt Romney actually... Whoa! Mitt Romney going for the PR boost. So now it is my turn, and now what happens is, and this is interesting, you can play at the same time. You can wait until your computer opponent or multiplayer opponent has gone, but you're both, I almost think it's like a real-time turn-based, so like you both can move at the same time, or you can wait for your opponent to go, which in multiplayer I think would be quite interesting, because then what you can do is be like, oh look, I am in New York, right? Yep. Oh look, I can, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, you watch your opponent each turn and then make a move depending upon where your opponent goes and places things, and so that's actually very interesting in the way that you can actually do that sort of thing, and it offers more strategy in the game. So here's the thing, these outreach centers give you the PR clout. And the PR clout is what you need to win endorsements, and it shows I need 8 PR clout to win this endorsement. So right now I have, down in the bottom left, 2, and I'm making 3 per week. See, my problem with it is that as soon as all those endorsements are eaten up, they're gone. There's no other reason to have PR clout whatsoever. So I guess it's an interesting way to look at things, where you can say you would like the endorsements because they provide a big national awareness boost, but I would have liked to have seen something where the PR clout came into play more as the game progressed. So I'm going to upgrade my campaign headquarters in New York, which provides more money, 30,000 weekly as opposed to 10,000. You can also destroy. So what happens is once all of the endorsements are won, you destroy the outreach centers because there's no reason to have them anymore. Especially because, like I said, the campaign, gives an awareness boost as well as the outreach centers. So really, there's no reason to have outreach centers. So I'm going to fly to the big battleground states. Actually, I'm going to stop there and build HQs because I find that I don't have the money. Fundraise. So you press the fundraiser button and you raise funds, and 149,000, that's not bad. I've found that I don't think I ever actually looked on the right hand side of the map, or of this screen for some reason. I always concentrated on the big funds raised and the money. The higher your state awareness, the higher the money of funds, and the more fundraisers you hold, the less money that you'll get there. So like if you over fundraise at a place, you'll get less money. The higher the awareness, the more money you'll also make. So you got to balance early on how to do stuff. So I've won an endorsement. So I can pick any of these endorsements, the blue ones, which normally are the Democrat ones, and the red ones that are normally Republicans. You can win the other votes. Like I could win the Christian Confederation endorsement or the Tea Party movement one if I really wanted to. um, which is honestly kind of funny. But of course, you know, it makes sense that it would take more money, or more political capital, or I mean, excuse me, clout, PR clout to win those states. So you can see Romney is getting consulting offices, which give him political capital, which allows him to. I'm gonna fly over here. Which allows him to hire operatives, and operatives, like I said, are big helps. So basically, what I'm doing here is I'm gonna fly to each big state, fundraise, and then build a 428,000. Yeah, California's rich, by the way, like really, really, really rich. Ooh, interview already. So I'm gonna build me an HQ here, and then I'm gonna go here, and yes, the cold cut repertoire. Someone tell me. I mean, someone explain what this is based off of, because I honestly don't have any idea. It's actually really quite funny, the way that they do this. I've enjoyed these interviews so far. Get another chance to become the man behind the man. Oh, I missed it. If we won the war on terror, Bin Laden was shot in the face, and I know I saw some banner that said mission accomplished. It's really nice the way that they captured the irony, I guess, maybe, in these questions, in the questions that he asks. So. You have 60 seconds to respond. The war on terror will continue. It's a shame to call it a war. Probably never truly be over. Yeah, we totally kicked terrorists, but redouble our efforts. So it will probably never truly be over. We'll go with the war on terror will probably never truly be over, but we need to make sure that we are sure about our targets in the future. We must be certain that in fighting terrorism, we don't become terrorists ourselves. We need to make sure that we stay strong. This one's basically like we need to rethink the way things are, because we have to be careful about the way that we are. The war on terror. This is the simple question. Like I said, I think I think these two would be the low intelligence answers. I think we need to redouble our efforts. Won't rest invading. That's basically I want to be America's bully. So let's see. We'll go with this one. And you see the little bar, how they respond, and there's a clapping in the background that you may not have heard over the music and myself talking, where you can hear how much they like it or dislike it. Let's cut right to the chase. If you're elected, how many days will it take the U.S. to invade Iran? I've never actually seen that question before. I thought we'd already invaded Iran, wasn't that? Well, wait, that was Iraq. How should I know? They seem to be the... Wow. There's no reason to invade Iran. I would have troops in Tehran before I guess you would. I guess I am what you would call a peacenik. Not only would I not invade Iran, but I would pull our troops out of it and for example. Yeah, we'll go with the non-committal committal, which was unhappy. And then the heads bob as they back out. ODog worries independence. Poor interview showing makes independence wonder who ODog really is. Yeah, that didn't go well. So let's see. We'll go to Illinois, President Obama's hometown. Fundraise, and then we'll build another. Oh, I don't have the money for it. Crap. We'll create an ad. So ads are expensive, but boost your issue ratings over time. They also take up cash. So you've got the initial expense, the weekly expense, characteristic bonuses. So like. This is how much of a bonus you get from your stats, your charisma and appearance stats. So you've got the 3 different media outlets. You've got newspaper, radio, and TV. TV's more, of course, newspaper least, radio middle, TV is the most people to reach and changes. But of course, radio and TV cost a lot more. So you've got the top topics or issues for each state. For Illinois, it's reducing unemployment, deficit reduction, high gas prices, Obamacare, and a Christian nation. So you can see everyone wants to reduce unemployment, so I'll create the newspaper ad that says that I favor reducing unemployment, create, and if my guy will get out of the way, you can see the little newspaper there. So you can scroll in and out with the mouse pad. And you can click with the left click and drag around as well. So it's quite nice. Oh, I don't have any stamina, so we'll turn it off and we'll build an HQ here. Mitt Romney. Oh yeah, see, and this is the thing where it's like, oh no, endorsements. I actually didn't read that. I don't have any endorsements. Crap. Okay, Mitt Romney's actually like kicking my butt here. I need more money. Fundraiser. Oh, I still don't have enough money. I found this as a, well, not a problem, but like I struggle with money early on in the game, which is why I like building a lot of capital or campaign headquarters. Is more money, more money. Like I said, you really can like try things out, and of course the simple thing is, oh, Romney won another freaking thing. Campaign headquarters build. So the red states, the red light states, are leaning Republican. The blue states, you know, of course, blue is Democrat, light blue is leaning Democrat, red is Republican, light red is leaning Republican, gray is don't know, and purple is a battleground state where things can go either way. So here's one of these random events. It was a yellow question mark on the map. You fly there and you pick up something. It can be good or it can be bad. This is actually good. Scandalmonger, a sneaky know-it-all known by experts as the Scandalmonger, has joined forces with ODOG to dig up any possible dirt on their opponent, halving their integrity in whatever state he's in. So it will make Romney's attack ads and my ads to attacking Romney more effective in whatever state. And I can fly him wherever I want. I think I'm going to keep him in Texas because I like Texas. So the more state awareness you have, the higher the funds will be that you raise. However, of course, you also need to watch out for that because I don't have the money to build another HQ. Because again, as I said, if you over fundraise, you'll make less money from the fundraisers later on. And why did Florida turn red, you son of a monkey? So I'm gonna give, let's see, we'll give a speech down in Florida, which is a battleground state. 27 electoral votes. I have low awareness. Huh. That's not good. We'll go to special. Oh, I can win an endorsement. Duh. We'll win the National Union Actions. Do I have enough money for I don't have enough money for an operative. Operatives are actually kind of important. Something I kind of skipped out on. Like I said, they really help. There are three. We'll actually look in it. There are three important ones. Speechwriter, which increases your charisma and speeches are more effective. Fashion consultant gives you better appearance and ads become more effective. And a PR consultant, which makes interviews more effective and media bias goes up as well. Those three are like permanent additions, permanent stat bonuses to your candidate. These six up here are much more of a single state use. The fixer is a single use period. You can take out another operative from the opponent, which is quite handy to do. But like the consultant raises your awareness much more in a state than normal. Webmaster cuts advertisement maintenance, basically the weekly cost to maintain the ads. Spin Doctor increases your issue ratings by 15% in target state. Smear Merchant decreases your opponents by 15 in a state. The Intimidator lowers opponent awareness by 4%. These guys I don't think are that important, although I placed one in a middle America state where neither of us were really campaigning that much, and it actually helped me win the state by like with one newspaper ad. So we'll see, but I don't have the ability to do that, to hire any of them. So we'll just go with a speech. So a speech costs no money, which is helpful. It boosts your awareness, it boosts everything, you know, your campaign and all that stuff. But it does take 5 stamina, so you're not going to be giving a lot of speeches per week. It's more like 1 speech a week at most. Or sometimes you can do 2 if you really want to. So let's see, Social Security. I'm gonna go with yes. So everyone likes Social Security, and I'm gonna favor Social Security. So I'm gonna favor Social Security in this speech. I'll give the speech, and you can see at the speech, 2% up increase there as they liked me. You like me. You really like me. and I'll fly back to New York, take a turn, and fundraise $307,000. So there's the yellow question mark right there. Ooh, a movie director, yes. That cuts advertisement production costs in half wherever he's stationed. Now you may be saying, oh crap, he's, well, it shows up in the upper left-hand corner. So I can actually fly him if I actually click on the freaking state correctly. There we go. To Florida, so that whenever I want to create a television ad down there, it'll cost less money, which is honestly really, really helpful, because TV ads are a lot, but they really help out your, give you a boost both in this, mostly in the state that you're in, but also across the nation. So I'm going to upgrade, and like I said, as you upgrade you make more money from each thing, and I'm out of stamina. So here's the thing, I find myself stuck with 2 stamina a lot, because it takes 3 stamina to make ads or fundraise, 4 to build an HQ, and 5 to give a speech. So I'm stuck with 2 stamina a lot. What I think that it does, because I've realized sometimes what happens is it'll say you've rested enough that your stamina has increased. I think what happens is that each turn when you rest, when you take your turn and still have stamina left over, I think it goes into a kitty, and eventually what happens is it will increase your stamina by another point, so you'll have 13 out of 13 stamina each week. So this is the weekly news wrap-up. Shows what you did and what your opponent did. Like last week, Romney gave a speech on gun control. And then he wins that. So Romney eating O-Dog's dust after first weeks of campaign, bolting like a hungry cougar out of the starting gates. O-Dog has taken an early lead in the polls, leaving opponent Mitt Romney several steps behind. However, experts score quick to urge O-Dog not to get cocky. It's pretty funny to read. It's like O-Dog camp staff members thrilled. Romney can kiss my Democrat butt. One intoxicated staff member exclaimed during a campaign party. In my eyes, he's already lost. Like I've been saying, you just don't mess with my man to be president, to be O-Dog. O-Dog. It has character to it. It has a lot of character. I've been impressed with the amount of character that's in this game for what could be called, holy crap, what are you doing to me, Romney? The lack of high graphics. Like, these are not high fidelity graphics. It's a freaking map. I mean, the background has like what looks like our flag, and that's not even moving. So it looks like Ohio is always a big battleground state in real life. My awareness here is low, so I will create a deficit reduction newspaper ad to increase my awareness. See, then right here, the ad effect raises Democrat appeal, Independent appeal, Republican appeal. That changes depending upon what you do, of what you choose and the subject that you pick. Changes your position on issue, state change 1, no national bonus, plus 1% change to position per week. So like I said, a newspaper ad will affect you in the state a little bit, but it won't affect you nationally. So say you want to, again, say there's something in a battleground state that you want to win. I'm trying to think of something. Like, again, Michigan. Say for some reason, or I don't know where bank bailouts would be a good thing in a state, but say Michigan, where the auto bailouts are a big good thing, but there's a state, but you don't want to explain that to the world for whatever reason. Say somewhere else doesn't like the auto bailouts. Someone else, I don't remember. So you just create the newspaper campaign or ad in Michigan that says, hey, I favor bank bailouts, auto bailouts, and it really only affects Michigan. So it's really quite smart. Strategy really comes into play in that aspect, and I'm really low on money. Which is why, again, the low on money thing is why I like to build a lot of the campaign. Let's win another endorsement. We'll have to wait until next turn. A lot of the campaign HQs. Crap. Fundraise. Not enough money. Son of a monkey. And of course, it takes money to go all over the place as well. If I fly somewhere I won't have enough money. We'll fundraise here. Hey, look at that. Turn. Build HQ. Upgrade. Some more money. More awareness. Oop, yellow got thing. So, these things can be bad and these things can be good. The National Kook will now be assisting sugar. This is a bad guy. In helping the populace make the right decisions on the issue. Will this help ODOG's campaign, or will this hurt? Who knows? One thing's for sure, that Kook is going to stir things up in the state. Is modifies your political score on all issues by minus 19% in target state. Can I fly him somewhere? No, he's stuck there. So he's not a good thing to have, in case you were wondering. That's actually quite bad. I'm gonna give a speech on something, reducing unemployment. Yeah. And a plus 4% makes that no longer leaning red. Yay! Fada. We'll rest my turn. Romney gets the Tea Party. I go to my special interests. I will win the endorsement of the National Association for Women. Yay, women. And we'll hire an operative. So, what I could do is I could hire a fixer and take out that kook, but I'm actually going to hire a speechwriter. I'm actually going to hire a fashion consultant first for the ads more effective ads. And then I'm going to fundraise here and not make enough money. Okay, so I'm going to go to an interview. I was trying to make enough money to make a campaign headquarters. The more campaign headquarters you have, the more money you make per week. So it's very important to have those. I am all for tax cuts as long as they are for the wealthy. If you become president, how much of my money will you save me? Get rid of income tax altogether. Cut all the taxes that apply to me. If the middle class wants tax cuts so badly, they should all run for president. Should cut taxes for hardworking Americans and raise taxes on the fat cats who get rich off the blood and sweat and tears of the middle class. America needs to be wiser with its tax money. We should stop the big government spending, extend the existing tax cuts indefinitely. As a matter of fact, I would push for further tax. No, we'll go with wiser with its tax money. Social Security is broken. Bit concerned about this because I don't want to have to start paying my mother's bills as well as my own. How should we still go about fixing it? We're rich. I love those answers. They're so funny. Possible for people to save their own money. Make people save better. Maybe step up and make it work. Just a big pyramid scheme. Get rid of it. I will go with the American people deserve better, which did not make them happy. Awesome. I discouraged my base. Yes! It's not what I meant to do. Stupid base. Vote for me. Fundraise. Lots of money. Lots and lots of money. Dang it. I'm going to fly again somewhere and not have the enough stamina to do something. To build the HQ. We'll just fundraise here in New Orleans. Who cares? Build HQ. Build the campaign headquarters. Fly somewhere and fly to Florida and upgrade HQ. So this is what the game is it's a lot of the strategy involved, everything's going on. I should have made this a 21-week long campaign actually, in order to let you guys see the end of the game, which is my other big gripe with it. I would love to see like actual, like a primary would have been cool. No, I want to fly. No, I want to fly there. Fly there, dude. Fly there. Oh, I don't have the money to fly there. Son of a gun. So I will let it go. So we'll finally fly there, and we will fundraise. Build HQ. I don't have the money to upgrade that. That's upsetting. We'll go to New York and fundraise. Whew, that was a lot of money. I don't have the money to upgrade that either. So we'll go to here and Pennsylvania and fundraise, and then we'll wait a turn, and then we will upgrade our HQ in Pennsylvania, and we will create an ad. Actually, no, we'll fly down to Florida because this is where my movie director is. So we will create a TV ad, and it's cut in half. And we will say that I support Social Security. Oh, create. Romney won one of my stupid. Yeah, he won the National Civil Liberties Union, which is my stupid endorsement. So next week when I have 17 clout, I'll take that environmentalist club, win that endorsement, and then there'll be no reason to have any more clout. PR clout will be gone. No more. No mas. No mas. Fundraise. Yay. I can't actually. So then, turn is over. Special interest. Win the endorsement. Yay. Romney's kicking my butt. We'll give a speech on Social Security. Yes, give a speech. And I'll get a plus 2% bonus there and take the lead in the state. We'll fly over here. Director, movie director, fly. Oh, you can't fly with me. I don't know why. Fly. Nope. Okay, fine. That way. I will create an ad against high. We'll go with the radio ad against high gas prices. One thing to watch out for is the base answer, default answer is I favor. So if you say you favor high gas prices, people will not like you. So just be aware of that. And we will fundraise here in the good old state of Texas. And end my turn because I'm out of stamina. Fly over to Arizona. Build the HQ. And give a speech about reducing unemployment. Yes. Fly over to California. And to go here. No, I don't have enough. So now I'm going to destroy these outreach centers because there's no reason to have them, and you can only have one building per thing. So what I'll probably wind up doing is, oops, end my turn. Campaign continues to move forward as candidates choose their running mates this week. So, from what I understand, there actually is no bonus that you get really at all. Like the stats for your helpers, don't matter at all. I'm actually going to go with Barack Obama. I think the only thing really that helps you, and I could be wrong, but I haven't really seen it in action yet, is money. Like the more money stat they have. So in reality, I've just been picking a vice presidential candidate that has the highest money, kind of. So go with Barack Obama. Now, yes, your running mate used to give awareness bonuses to the state they're in and all nearby state bonuses. That's pretty cool, except I wish that there was more that they could do. I wish that they could like campaign with you, that there was a bonus if they campaigned with you, if they spoke together, that they could go on a speech. It would be neat if there was a little debate minigame, kind of like the interviews, but instead they kind of just raise awareness, so it's much smarter to just kind of fly them somewhere that you need them, such as a battleground state, especially Ohio and Pennsylvania. Those are two of the biggest states. So another yellow question mark. I'm going to fly over here, hope for a good thing. Good thing, good thing, good thing. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. So I just got slapped with a lawsuit. $506,000 drained from my banks, from my coffers. That happens. I almost said often, but it doesn't really happen that often. But it is quite upsetting when it happens. And those yellow, what happens is the consulting ones are the ones that show the random events. When you have those, you can actually see if it's yellow, you don't know. If it's red, it's bad. If it's green, it's good. So you'll be able to tell whether or not you really want to go for it, or not. So I'll end my turn. Romney, blah blah blah. I'm continuing to lead in the polls, not by a whole lot though. Raise more money. Ooh. Upgrade my HQ. I'm going to fly to Vermont. And I'm going to start building these consulting offices because the last game I played, it was really, really, really quite helpful for me to have the operatives. Like, really helpful. And I'm going to give a speech about reducing unemployment. I favor reducing unemployment. Plus 3%. So here's one of the big things I learned. You can max out on a certain issue. So like, if I keep plugging for reducing unemployment, like I favor reducing unemployment, I won't get the bonuses that I was in the past. So you've got to kind of look down and see what you want to go after of all of these things. So you can also, what I found out, is bring things to the forefront. So see this high gas prices? If I gave a speech, started running ads about how I oppose high gas prices, it will make it more important to the voters in New Hampshire, and it will actually raise up in importance. And we will wait a turn. Build HQ, consulting office upgrade. Fly to New York. Fundraise. Fly to New Hampshire for a green guy. Heckler. Opponent will now have to work twice as hard in the state that the heckler's in. It increases the stamina costs of opponents in a target state. Ooh, that's really quite cool. I'm going to have him fly down to Florida. Make Romney work harder there. That's kind of cool. I haven't actually gotten that guy yet. Oh, I got an interview. Almost missed that. We'll go on the Colbert repertoire. Yeah. Mortgage crisis. Oh, worrying about the homes. Market will adjust. Oh, that's a long answer. Market will adjust. Tighten regulations. Basically, free markets never stop errors. I'm going to go with the something certainly needs to be done. No one really liked. Gas prices. We'll start pushing for the thing, for the alternative gas. Yay, Democrats! Polls rise after appearance on cold cut repertoire. Alright, so in the upper part of the screen, what I have not discussed, but now makes sense. The polls, the ZAGB polls, you can see how much, what the popular vote looks like it will be. The electoral vote looks like what it will be. Money spent, political capital spent, and then the importance to voters of what it is and what they'll vote for. So on Obamacare, 14% of voters say Obamacare is the most important thing. 52% will vote for Romney, 47% for ODA, for me, reducing unemployment, 13%, and so on and so forth. So that's that. This is I have 49% of the country's popular vote, 7% of the country undecided, 44% for the other guys. The news you can click on and go through, and it's interesting to read, but after a while I kind of just look past. Awareness changes the color, so like the more green a color is, the more awareness, which is, again, like I said, it's how much people think that they know, or how much people know your views on a certain thing. The electoral votes, the brighter the state, the more electoral votes. State wealth is how much money they are, so that you know where to fundraise. And then the strategy planning, I haven't touched too much yet, but if you click, it changes things. Like, so this is how I can win. I have to win California. If I win Ohio and Pennsylvania, like this is, I guess you can at the beginning of the game say, this is what I want the map to turn out to be to win. So at the higher levels, I bet that's more important, but I haven't really come to use it yet. I just kind of keep the polling data up there. So let's hire an operative. We'll hire a speechwriter. Let's see, what money do I have? I don't have a lot of stamina either. Let's fly to North Carolina. And wait my turn and build HQ. Campaign headquarters. Fly up here, build HQ, campaign headquarters. So, like, okay, here's an example of, do I give a speech? Obamacare. Democrats are in favor of Obamacare, but Republicans are against it. Independents say they don't really care. There's an even number of Republicans, and Democrats are actually slightly more Republicans, and a good amount of independents. So really, it wouldn't be an advantage to tout my favoring of Obamacare. However, let's go with bank bailouts. Well, I've already shown I'm against bank bailouts. Right? Yeah. So maybe what about high gas prices. Do I want to go high gas? We'll go high gas prices. So, oh, I don't have the money for it. So we'll create an ad saying that I oppose high gas prices. Create. And now I'm out of money and out of stamina. So we'll give a speech about I favor reducing unemployment. Keep speech. Now, all of a sudden, you see I get plus 4%, and reducing unemployment's actually jumped to the third most important spot for people. So you really do get a plus from that sort of thing. So I'm actually going to say that Romney opposes reducing unemployment and create that. And then fly down here and we'll create an ad that says I favor deficit reduction. Oop, I don't have any stamina, so we wait a turn. Fly down to no. Well, let's build an HQ here. Fly to Georgia, fundraise, yes. Cool. Don't have the money, so I'll keep building. I'll do a radio campaign. We'll say I oppose gas prices. I have many times accidentally said I favor gas prices. It's a pain in the butt. And special interests, hire operative, hire the PR consultant. Do I still have money? Oh, I do. So we'll go with the fixer. So you hire the operative, the fixer. You grab him. And what do I want to go after? I want to go after someone. Part of the problem is that I really struggle to see. Oh, that's a political operative. That's also a political operative. He's my movie director and my heckler. Romney doesn't really have much, does he? Like, I have a political operative in California and in Texas. Oh, okay. So we both have scandalmonger, so we cancel each other out. So what I do is I select the fixer and right-click on the scandalmonger, and if it's successful, I've actually had it not be successful. If it's successful, you'll see Romney loses a key supporter. He so-and-so withdraws from the election. So that's pretty cool. So we'll end the turn. We will build another campaign HQ. We'll head over to Texas. Fundraise. Go to California. Fundraise. No, you don't have to wait until your character actually flies there. You can do it beforehand. Fly here, and we will build campaign HQ. We will fly here, and we'll actually upgrade. We'll fly here, and we will wait a turn, and we'll build another HQ. We'll go to whatever, Michigan, and we'll build another HQ. We'll fly to here. We'll look at the special interests, and we've got another operative. So we will go with a spin doctor, and we will fly the spin doctor down to Florida. And some of these guys can move. Oh, wait, I still have stamina left. Yes, green guy. Green little question mark. Scandalmonger. Yes. We'll fly back to there. You can fly over to... we'll fly you down to Ohio. Special interest. I can still hire another one of you guys. Wow. I'm rich. I hired you. Where did you go? He's hidden. There we go. I got him. Whew. I'll fly to Ohio. And I'll end my turn, and now I will fundraise. Money, money, money. Money. And we'll fly to my interview next. So, Cold Cut Report again. I do have to say, the Daily News with host Stuart Johnson. Part 1 of our Part 2 series, Kinda Know a Candidate. Gay friends aren't... He just assumed he was gay so he could get out of all the nagging. Oh my goodness. Go with the Democratic response for the base. Seem to be calling for more jobs. We need to stop. We need to stop outsourcing jobs. Brave answers on Cold Cut Repertoire and Press. Independence warm to ODOC. So yeah, so depending upon how you do, you can actually you can actually get good, more independence, or the Democrats on your side. So now I got a storyteller. We'll go down to Texas with her. She, what does she do? Doubles my charisma rating in a target state. So I'll fly down to give a speech. I oppose high gas prices. See, now here's the thing. Because I already had kind of campaigned for that, I didn't get any real additions for that. But if I had campaigned for deficit reduction, or say, what's something that would actually work? Bank bailouts? Yeah, probably not. Social Security, maybe. Maybe I should have done bank bailouts, or reducing unemployment. I don't know. But hire an operative. Let's hire a webmaster. Webmaster goes down to Florida. First turn done. Romney's starting to sweat as ODOT continues lead. I certainly don't feel nearly as far ahead as I apparently am. Fundraise, okay. Just barely enough to upgrade. And then, I don't have the money. Create ad. Fudge monkeys. Don't have enough to make radio ads, so we'll go with Social Security. Do I favor Social Security? I favor Social Security. It can be difficult. I found this. It can be difficult. I don't know if I'm missing something, but it can be kind of difficult to see. See, these are all your headquarters, and then I click advertisements, and oh, it's a okay. So because of the shade, I can't freaking tell whether one's selected or not. So I've got none of them selected. Now they're all selected and then deselect. All right, so you can actually find all your advertisements. All right, never mind. I don't have a complaint, but it is a little tough. So you got to make certain that you have the right thing clicked, and you can't. It's a little lit up in the middle there, I guess. So, all right, that makes more sense. I got a little worried there. I'm gonna fly to. Oh, I actually have the lead there. Oh wow, I actually have the lead in Ohio too. Holy crap! I'm gonna fly to Michigan. You can click your. By the way, if you click off your guy, you can't then fly. Ooh, well, my turn's done anyway. So, like, if you accidentally are looking at your political operative, you can actually fly him somewhere. I don't know where I'd fly him. But guys that can't move, like, he can't move, even though he's for me, quote unquote. He's actually against me. It's a bad thing. You have to re-click your character. You can actually click over on your bobblehead in the left-hand side, so that makes it easier. I got really frustrated initially at the lack of. Oh, I don't have the money. Oh crap. 120,000, baby. Fundraise in Minnesota. 58,000's not bad. Hire an operative, consultant, hire a consultant. So the consultant will up my awareness in the state of, and again, it's not like, oh, I now know of, now, I thought at first of the awareness, I thought it was, oh, I now know of, candidate X, which is kind of weird. But what it is it gives awareness on the issues, so like people know where you stand. So I've rested so much that my stamina has increased. Maybe I missed something there. Campaign headquarters. Fly down to Texas. I can never win Texas. Give speech. My opponent favors high gas prices. And I didn't get anything. Dang it. Fundraise. Yeah, why not? 230. Go away. Fly over to North Carolina, where I'm apparently losing again. Son of a gun. Put HQ. Okay. Have I already given a speech on deficit reduction? No. We'll give a speech on deficit reduction. Deficit reduction, I favor it. And I go up plus 1%. We'll find out what the deal is. Hey, Hollywood movie star, raise your awareness in state by plus 3% each week. I gotta find him. Click on him. Where am I low on awareness? Oh, Colorado. Yeah, we'll fly him to Colorado. I really have not created nearly as many ads as I did last time. Reducing unemployment, I favor it. Down to Florida. We will give a speech supporting Israel, which for some reason didn't help me at all. That sucks. So we'll create an ad in TV that says I support Israel, and I'm out of turns. Special interests, hire an operative, hire a fixer. What do I want to take out? That's my guy. That's my guy. That's one of theirs. No, we'll wait until I actually get someone that I want to take out. Wait a turn. To Texas. Texas, high gas prices, I'm already against that. Deficit reduction and reducing unemployment. So we will give speech on deficit reduction, reducing the unemployment. I didn't actually fly over there. See, I thought I had flown over there. I don't know why. Son of a... So give speech. I just said I favored high gas prices. See, this is what I mean. Build HQ. Can't, it's already upgraded. Alright, so create TV. Deficit reduction, I favor. Create ad. TV. My opponent favors high gas prices. Let's fly to Nevada, where there's a yellow thingy. Ooh, another Hollywood movie star, yes. Oop, wait, no, you already were there. Arkansas. How about Arkansas? You're in Arkansas, right? Sometimes I do that where it's like, I don't know if you're actually there or not, but we'll give a speech reducing unemployment. As I get a plus 3% bonus there, I'm out of focus. Create an ad, we'll go with a TV ad. I favor reducing unemployment. Create ad. Radio, I oppose high gas prices, thank goodness. Fly down here, create an ad for TV. I favor reducing unemployment. Oklahoma. Build, create an ad. So here's another one. So this is one where the Republicans, actually more Republicans in there, hate Obamacare, so I'm not going to push Obamacare, but I'll create a newspaper ad saying I support deficit reduction. Fly up to Maryland, and Maryland has a lot of Democrats, so I'm actually going to give a speech. No, I'm going to create a newspaper ad saying I favor Obamacare. And I'm on a turn. Stamina again. So this is the last week here. I'm way out in front there. I'm ahead there. I'm ahead there. Where am I in trouble? So this last week, where would I be best suited going? Probably Texas if I have a chance at Texas. Okay, so there are a lot of Republicans. So we have a speech against bank bailouts, and we'll give a speech against bank bailouts. Hey, look, plus 1%. And turn. So this is my least favorite part of the game. Well, it's my favorite and least favorite. So the states flash the color of the candidate's party that they voted for, which is nice, and it looks kind of cool how it pops up and then turns the color. The problem with it is that you don't see any numbers until afterwards, so like you don't know how close a state was. There's no build up, there's no, like, it doesn't even pause and say, oh, Florida was a battleground state. It went, you know, and then pops up blue as though to tease you. It's one of those things where it actually was a big deal because, and I've already basically won the election. I am one vote. There we go. It's over. Where as the Republican, I actually put against Barack Obama the first time I played through. I actually put all my marbles on the idea that I could win. I gave up on New York, but I thought I could win New York, Florida, Texas, and California. And I won Florida and Texas. Like I said, I gave up on New York and won a couple of other middle states. And I actually, it all came down to, you can see California is actually third to last because it'll go Washington, Oregon. And it was all down to California. Whoever won California won the election. And it just flashed red, which meant I won. And I was ecstatic because it was awesome, but it would have been so cool if the game had realized that somehow and had been like, you know, it all comes down to this thing. You know, well, you know, the end could have a little, like, even without having to go into some sort of weird some sort of like over-the-top CNN thing. Like with the bobbleheads, it could have a fake CNN Wolf Blitzer or Anderson Cooper, and just have them like in the upper left-hand corner or upper right-hand corner, and have a flash of the, like, you know, polling, or even on the states themselves. Like, forget the little bobblehead of a news guy. Just show the stats, like, come across, and just make it so that you can actually, like, instead of just coming up one color or another, make it so that you can see where, you know, the votes were, I guess. And on that, actually, I won. I lost the popular vote, but won the electoral vote. So. In the initial one, but like I said, if it had realized that California was big and, like, you know, made a slightly bigger deal about it, or just kind of, I won it 50% to 49% California. So it would have been cool to have seen that when it happened. As it was like, that it slowed down as it reached the end, and we're both at 49, and then my 49 ticks to 50%, and it turns red. That would have been awesome. I mean, that would have created tension. I mean, I'm not looking for a huge graphical thing. It's just somewhat of something where it's like, you know, it's going across and wins, just to create a little bit more tension. But and then on the right hand side it says, I've won the day in the presidency, strong showing in both the popular vote and the electoral college. Deciding factor, I used my political capital on the operatives more than Romney did, and I also spent more money. I was on the normal difficulty. It hasn't really proven to be too resourceful. The AI on the normal difficulty is the highest difficulty I've got.